Welcome back to another video of the Virtual Lab series. This is video 2. This video will talk about how to install the VMware Workstation tool in order to have your virtual lab. So we're on our Windows 10 machine. I want to download the Windows Workstation. VMware Workstation, you're going to click on download. Now if you purchased it for the Mac, you can use Fusion. For Windows, you can use Workstation Pro. Now over here, there's free trials and demos. So if you want to download the trial version, you could do the trial version here. So let's try Workstation Pro. I'm just going to click in here in Downloads, Workstation Pro. So either one will do. And when you go here, you have the choice of which version you want to use. Now there's only 2 versions available on their website, 12 and 14. It's all they support. So if you choose the one you want to use for Windows or Linux is here. And again, Fusion was for the Mac. So from here, you might need to log in. So if you just log in, you can then go log in your account, and then you can download the file. So once you go here, you choose the one you want, you say download, and if you're not logged in, it will come up and ask you to log in. It's a free account. You can set up a free account to do so. It just keeps tabs on what you have. So in this case here, I can say download now. And when I download now, it will then start downloading. So I already have it downloaded, so I'll cancel that. But while it's downloading, once it's done, you go to downloads, and here it is here. So I'm just going to close the browser now. Now I'm done. And I want to right click, run as administrator. This gives it the full rights to install. So Workstation Pro 14. Now we're just using a demo here, so I'm not going to install the serial key, but I'll just show you what that is. So we're going to bring this back up. Installing now. Look on the C drive. There's VMware here. Let's see if this one. So I'm actually installing this in a VM now to show you. So here we go. So next, I accept. Should read this at least once. Next. And I'm not going to install the enhanced keyboard, but if you want to, you can. That gives you a little more functionality with the keyboard because I don't want to reboot. And the default install is x86 directory. So next. And I don't want to join any experiments program and check the product updates. Yeah, why not? So it keeps it updated. Let's say next. And I want an icon on my desktop and startup. Next, install. So let's go back here to x86. You will now see a folder setting up in this folder here. So let's do a refresh. Once it's setting it up, you will see a new folder created here. There you go. So there's VMware, there's VMware Workstation, and it's all going in there now. So if you've ever followed through and install, you can actually follow through and see how it's installing. So there you go. So we're installing that now, and I'll close that window. Let this finish. Pretty quick and simple. Just click on it, let it install. It does its thing. It'll create a new icon in your desktop, and then you're done. Go. Let it finish its install. And now it's cleaning up all its little temp folders. As you see here, a bunch of little tasks are running. So now what it's doing is setting up virtual network adapters. So if you want to have separate networks and things, as I said in previous videos, it sets up network adapters for every VM you put in. So it's now setting up its virtual network. So it's putting in a virtual switch. So if you have a network router, things like that, this is what it's doing right now. that finish. Now this is the Pro version. If you have an older version, if you're using it, you could still use it. The newer you get, the better functionality you're going to have. So VMware Workstation Pro now, it supports video drivers. It supports more USB function. It has a lot more functionality. So now we're done. Now click finish and it goes away. Now let's open it up. Now when you first open it up, take a second. Okay. It's going to ask you for a key. Now, if you have the key, you paste it in here and you say continue. But I want to try it for 30 days. I'm going to say continue. So now I have a trial version for 30 days. And of course, this is now setting it up. You want to let it set it up. And there you go. Now it's licensed for 30 days right here. See? So you can get a key. So if you decide to buy it, you can. I think it's about 200 bucks Canadian. It's a great product, well worth its money, I think. But if you're just using for home, what you can do is you can just use a product called VirtualBox, which another video I will show you how to use that. But for this intent of this video is just to show you how to install the VMware Workstation. So now we can open up a new VM. We can scan for virtual machines. So if you have other installed, you can even take a physical computer and turn it into a VM. So if you have a computer that you're trying to get rid of, an old computer, you can have this go out to the machine and virtualize it into this platform. So this way now you have a copy of it in a VM. So that's popular with a lot of older machines. You might have an old laptop you're trying to get rid of, but you can't get rid of it because there's some software on it that you just can't do without. So you virtualize it and you could run it on your new computer here. That's another way to do it. You can also connect to a server. So if you're in an environment where you have servers running like ESX, that's like the server-based version of VMware Workstation. So you can actually connect to servers. You can map virtual disks. So if you have virtual disks from another VM, so give you an idea here, I have nothing here, but I can go across to another machine and pick the virtual disk and actually go into it and pull files out of it if I want. So I'll show you that in a future video as well. But this video was just to show you that this is how we set up our VMware. So we have our inputs, right? This is all default stuff. We don't need to do anything more with it. We can do auto fit, yes. So when you open up a VM, it auto fits itself. We can do that. Again, I'll uncheck that for now because I like every VM. I like to do a custom setting. So you can have full screen, stretch, center. You can set all of this defaults if you want. If you want to go back and feedback, you can join again or not join. It's up to you. If you accidentally joined, you can then tell it not to. If you don't want to check for updates, you could take those out. You can also tell it to go get updates now. And devices, disable auto run. That's kind of a nice thing. So if you accidentally left a DVD or a CD connected or an ISO, it doesn't auto run all the time. And priority, you can change priorities to be normal, low. Memory, you tell how much reserved memory, right? This machine has 4 gigs of RAM, so that's what I'm using there. So you can say fit it all into memory or just leave it, allow some. So let's leave it alone. Shared VMs, we can share with other VMs as well. So let's cancel here. So without further ado, this is what you have. So this is a full screen. This gives you a little window in the bottom for some tabs and there. So that's pretty much what you have going here. So that's pretty much it for installing the VMware Workstation product. This here is the virtual network. So I mentioned earlier, you can have, if you have stuff online, so if you want to use the internet and everything, then you don't have to do any more than this. But if you decide to make a private network, so you want some VMs to talk to each other, but not off the network on the real physical network with other machines because you're in a production environment, then you can actually set up a separate network adapter and have them so they only work on this physical machine. They won't go off the machine onto your Wi-Fi and so forth. So we'll go through that in another video in the future as well. But this video was just to show you how to get your VMware Workstation set up. And when you're ready for your license key, you just enter it here under Help. license key. And if you want to update, you go here and tells you what version you're, tells you you're using an evaluation, and this is it. So that's it. That's how to install VMware Workstation in your virtual lab. Thanks for watching. See you next video.